Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Skmei 9305. Let's start out with the wrist check. I'm still wearing this X-Style titanium homage to a Tudor Pelagos 39. I want to give this a really good wear before I review it. And Grogo is still wearing my Bertucci DX3 with the Enzo dial. I told Grogu that the month of August is named after Caesar Augustus. Grogu said he really likes his salad. I told him that as a common myth. The salad was named after its inventor, Caesar Cardini, not the Roman emperor. He said, sorry, my mistake. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. This being a Skmei, it does not come in a box. And at this price, why would you care? Plus, it's got a strap anyway. And I only really like boxes to keep the extra links in for my metal bracelets. So if it has a leather strap, I don't really care about the box. But here it is. It's a nice looking watch. I really like it. So if you want a very affordable homage to a Panerai, you don't have to keep watching this review. Just go ahead and get this thing. I've had quite a few Skmeis on my channel, and besides a few exceptions, they have been some of my more popular videos despite their ultra affordable price. This is obviously an homage to Panerai Luminor with the unmistakable curvy font of the major indices and also the unique case design. I haven't done a lot of Panerai homages because there really aren't a lot of Panerai homages out there in a field dominated by Submariner clones. Panerai makes big watches with a lot of water resistance. This Skmei is indeed big but only has the basic 30 meters of water resistance. Nobody's going to mistake this for a real Panerai as it lacks the distinct lever-activated crown guard and also has the second hand at the 6 instead of the usual 9 o'clock position on a Panerai. There are 6 different colorways and you can get it on a brown leather strap, but they only offer the brown with the silver dial. The watch is 43.6 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, but 44.8 if you measure at the case. It's 53.8 millimeters lug to lug, so this is a big watch, but so is the real Panerai. It's 15.3 millimeters thick, including the dome crystal, has a 24 millimeter lug width, and weighs 80 grams on the supplied leather strap. As you can see, the bezel is just smooth. This is not a timing bezel or anything like that, just a smooth bezel. Then we have the dial. The dial is a flat black with no sunburst effect. Then we have the Skmei name up top, and that's it for the writing. Then if you look closely, you can see that the dial is a sandwich dial. So the indices are cutouts. And you would think, well, wow, I bet that underneath the dial, it's all loomed, and you have some pretty good loom here, and you would be wrong. There is no loom in the indices at all. Then you have the second hand dial. When it comes to the sub dial here, the majors are sandwich cutouts, but the minors are just painted on. And then you have the hands, and these are just basic fence post hands, minute and hour. And then we have a date at the 3, and it does not take the place of an index. So, and there's no cyclops or anything. It's a pretty small date, but you can read it. We have an unsigned push-pull crown, because you only get the 30 meters water resistance. Let's see what the crown action is like. Do we get the annoying minute hand jump when we press it in? Nope. So that's good. Always like that. The trouble is, though, there's no minute markers. So when you go to set this watch for the first time, you have to wait for a 5 minute before you can set it, which is kind of a pain. I wish they had minute markers, even if they kept them really small so they didn't really stick out. It would still be nice to have. Some Panerais have minute markers, some do not. Then we have a dome crystal. It's a pretty big dome. And as you can see, there's distortion, so this is not a double dome. You're not going to get a double dome on a watch at this price. But it's a good crystal. It's mineral glass. You're not going to get sapphire either at this price. But I like it. You can see through it just fine. And then we have the case. The case is a chrome-plated alloy. You're not going to get steel at this price. And it's a nice looking case. Yeah, it's shaped like a Panerai. It's kind of a distinct design. So obviously you're not going to get this unless you like the shape. And then we have the case back. It says water resistant 30 meters, Skmei 9305. And one thing Skmei does, it gives you a battery code. So you know which battery to order before popping the case. So that's kind of nice. Then underneath the case back, I don't know the movement. I didn't pop the case to look because often when I do, there's no writing on them anyway because they're so cheap. But as you saw, there was no minute hand jump, so that's one nice thing about it. But I'm sure it's Chinese because if it was Japanese, they would advertise it. Then we have this genuine leather strap. This strap is very nice for the price. We got the stitching there that makes it look nice. Then we have two keepers, one floating, one fixed. And then we have a buckle. And the buckle though is brushed so it doesn't exactly match the chrome plating of the case. It'd be nice if the buckle was polished, but oh well, that's a minor complaint. But yeah, I really like this strap. It says genuine leather. It seems sturdy and substantial. And of course, I always recommend getting a deployment clasp on a leather strap because it's just going to be more convenient. Plus, it's going to save the life of the strap. And this is a good one, so I'd want to keep it. A lot of cheap watches, you just automatically replace the strap for something better, but this one's fine. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice. It's a big watch, but it's light. It's only 80 grams, so it doesn't feel heavy or anything. And yeah, though, it's big though, so if you have a small wrist, you might get some overhang. I can barely pull it off with 7.5. And I have 4 notches left, so you'll be able to wear this if you have an 8.5, no problem. And anything bigger than 8.5, though, you'll have to get another strap. And this is a 24 millimeter, so if you have a whole bunch of 22s, you'll have to get a 24. But I like it. Here we are in the Lume room. A real Luminor is known for its Lume, but this is not a real Luminor, and instead an ultra affordable watch, so I'm not expecting much. As we speed up the time, we see that the sandwich dial indices are not loomed, and the only lume is on the hands, including the second hand. The minute hand and second hand are fading fairly quick. The hour hand is doing a bit better, but this lume is not good. What do I like about this watch? Well, it actually has a true sandwich dial. You don't really expect that on a watch in this price. And it looks and it wears nice. It's attractive. And I do like this genuine leather strap. It's nice and thick and sturdy. What are my gripes and groans? No index lume. And the lack of minute markers makes setting the watch difficult. And I wish they offered the brown strap on other colorways other than the silver. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, unless you have a really tiny wrist. But yeah, it looks nice. It's ultra affordable, and it has a really good strap. So yeah, if you want something that looks like a Panerai and don't want to spend a lot of money and want something decent, then this should suit your needs just fine. Just don't expect to be able to see it in the dark. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Skmei 9305, and I will be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel and leave comments, because comments feeds the algorithm, and then the YouTube will send it out, give more impressions, and hopefully I'll get more clicks. Bye.